When you become a parent, whether your child was planned or not, you have to heal that childhood trauma. Let's get into it. The things that you lived through and the things that happened to you directly to you in childhood, they aren't your fault, but they are your responsibility to heal and get the assistance, get whatever you need to overcome these things, to not play victim, to not be victimized before you have children. Because essentially, if you want to be a victim all your life, and if you let things stop you from growing and you let things keep you afraid and keep you stagnant, you'll be teaching these things to your children. If you grew up in a house feeling rejected, feeling like you weren't enough, feeling like that you didn't have anyone, feeling like nobody was there for you, feeling like you were the source of your parents' anger or their pain or their dysfunction, or they taught you toxicity and negativity and things like that. You want to make sure that you're working through that. You're actually admitting that those things happen to you, that you've experienced those things, because a lot of people like to hide things under the rug too. And you see it fester, you see it come out when you have your children, because your children is going to expose what you haven't healed from. If your child spills a bowl of cereal and you just go from 0 to 100, that may be something that happened to you as a child, and now you're projecting, now you're emulating the behavior that you grew up witnessing, and it's not positive, it's not productive, it's actually traumatic and chaotic, and you're actually repeating what you've experienced. A mistake that a lot of people make is wanting a child so bad, feeling like they need somebody to love them. They want somebody to love. They need somebody in their life unconditionally. But what happens is raising a child is not a storybook. It's not a fantasy. They're not a baby doll. They're a real human being with needs. And their needs come before yours. So a lot of people grow resentment being a parent because of the other partner's freedom, because of the other partner not being with them, because of them having to do everything alone, mother or father. You want to make sure that you really welcomed your child. What should be for everyone is working together to make sure that these Black children have a good childhood. A lot of people are still recovering. A lot of Black adults with children are still recovering from their own childhoods, that they're not aware of the fact that they're recreating the same childhood. So it's your responsibility to heal that up. If we're not breaking generational curses, what are we doing?
How did you learn how to be sweet when your mom wasn't sweet to you? And I kind of looked at her a second and we kind of locked eyes. And I said, because Alina, I decided that I wanted to be a different kind of woman. Yes, I have gone through abuse, trauma, abandonment, so many things, but I never saw myself as a victim. I always saw that being a part of one chapter of my book, but that I could write a new chapter. And that chapter is going to be better than I could ever think that it would be. And so that's how I decided to step up to the plate. And you know the beautiful part? My family is reaping the benefit of my decision.
To say, break generational curses. Quit yelling at your kids before they go to bed and expect them to sleep well. Quit yelling at your kids in the morning right after they wake up before school and expect them to have a good day. You set the tone for your children. You set the tone for you set the tone for your voice that they will always remember in their heads. You become the inner voice. Don't be the inner critic. Speak life, speak love, speak bravery, kindness and hope. Speak wisdom and truth. Most of all, listen to your children. I never had none of that. I get that to mine. And that's my number one priority. I follow that. That's how I break it. And, so when I do it, I live it.
Message.